He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, and every day the sun will set. Haribo, Haribo. What's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Yashamati Nandana, Brajapadanagara. Haribo.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming, everybody. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
OGEbeats.com.
Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus. Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Prabhupada. Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Prabhupada. Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Prabhupada. Jesus, Prabhupada, Jesus, Prabhupada. Shri Advaita Nityananda Gauranga Gauranga. 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Krishna Chaitanya, Sri 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 Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, turn your microphones on and let's do some
Hare
jumping.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
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 Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
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 Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
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 Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Rama,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama Hare
Ram
Rama
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Rama
Ram, Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama Rama
Hare Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hari Hari.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Rama Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Krishna,
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama, Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama,
Chaitanya,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Shri Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Chaitanya,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama,
Chaitanya,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Shri
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya, Shri
Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Shri
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya, Shri
Chaitanya, Shri
Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Chaitanya,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama,
Shri
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri
Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Krishna, Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram.
Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Rama,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama.
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna.
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna.
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare Hare
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare 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 Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Rama
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama.
Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama.
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama.
Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama.
Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama.
Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare Rama,
Hare
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 Rama,
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama Hare Rama
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 Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna.
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram.
Rama, Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya
Jaya
Sri
Jaya Sri
Chaitanya.
Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri
Jaya
Advaita
Sri
Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
All right, reading from, let's see, we got this book here. What do you guys want to hear, philosophy or pastimes?
It will always be philosophy.
Philosophy. Oh,
You give
It's
both.
actually,
You always give both.
it's actually both. It's always both.
oh,
What?
always bold.
Yeah, it's both.
Oh,
Philosophy and pastime.
it's both. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's hard to give up either. You know, you gotta hear pastimes and the philosophy.
Yeah.
It's actually the philosophies in the pastimes, so you can't really separate them. Yeah, yeah. I was talking to one Christian yesterday, and she was quoting me all these rituals, and I'm just thinking about the philosophy of the rituals. and she couldn't go past the rituals because they have to be taught like I was taught. I was taught by, well, you have to have the spirit of devotion, and then you also have to have the esoteric philosophy too, And otherwise you can't go beyond. It's all shiksha. You have to learn. You see how important this Siddhanta is. That's why even a Christian, they're depending on the Bible. They know intuitively that there's something important about it. But all the Siddhanta is not there. I mean, and it's hard for them. They get very attached to these rituals. That's what I've been noticing. Very attached, and they don't. So unless they want to go beyond the ritual and see what the purpose of the ritual is, then they're stuck there. Maybe it's for them not being stuck, but for me, I wouldn't want to be like external bhakti. Sounds boring. Okay, so let's see. Then let's do. Let's see. Page 557 in this book. And let's see. We'll have. Who wants to read? You can't read yet because you don't have the book yet. But you're getting it. It's coming. So who wants to read there? Oh, Lalita is right up there. I like that, man. Like assertive.
We did it.
She's quicker than River nowadays. That's great. Faster.
Yeah, I need to fight for my right.
That's right. She's faster on the draw now. You gotta.
Yeah.
Smart cookie.
550.
57.
7. Oh, wow. Jaya, Jaya, Gurudev. Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Jaya, Jaya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda. I think there is an echo.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Jaya, Sri Chaitanya Chandra. Maybe not all the mics are muted, I don't know.
Yeah, everybody else mute your mic.
Yeah. Jaya, Jaya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Jaya, Nityananda, Jaya, Sri Chaitanya Chandra, Jaya, Jaya, Gaura Bhakta The Vaishnava's feeling of separation awaken. Oh glory, oh glory to Sri Vishvambara, the son of Sachi Mata, bold as a lion. Our Lord is the deliverer of all fallen souls. And after hearing of the Lord's desire to take sannyas, all the devotees were
He's the
there.
deliverer. He's the deliverer of all fallen souls. That's the quality of the Lord. That's the power of the Lord. If you don't have that power, to get yourself out of a guru position, I mean, my God, because the spiritual master in the Gaudiya Vaishnavas should be the deliverer of all fallen souls. Really. I mean, if you don't have that power, then you're not really in the real line. You're not empowered by that Lord who will use you to deliver all fallen souls, all that come to you, all that have faith in you. You notice how that is? Those who have real faith here in what we're doing and not blind, really investigating, really looking, really wanting Krishna. They look, they see it in the philosophy. They get actually the Lord helps them from within. You see the philosophy is perfectly enacted here, like the map book, chapter 1. When you're ready to be delivered, you get help from the external manifestation of the super soul, and you feel the internal manifestation of the super soul. See? In this way, you're delivered from the outside and from the inside. It works like that. Otherwise, you haven't found the delivery process and the one who executes it. And that's what it's all about. If you want to go deeper than external ceremonies and rituals and external stuff, just always, that ain't strong enough to bring you into the kingdom of God. Okay? So the devotees advanced in devotion, they have the esoteric understanding of the will of God. They think the will of God is that you just stay all your lifetimes in rules and regulations. I think the will of God is that you don't know things as they are and how to quickly attain the spiritual world, even in this lifetime. No, if you really know that the desire of the Lord to deliver the world and why he actually comes here and how he does it. See, only an intimate associate knows that. The Lord knows that, but it's been 550 years since he's been here. And everything is kind of forgotten and misunderstood and speculated on now. Where are you going to find somebody to reveal the real Chaitanya Leela? Yeah, Prabhupada said this Chaitanya Charitamrita was postgraduate, not even his godbrothers really understood it. He said postgraduate for them also. You think it was just for his disciples? No, for them, because they're all stuck in the also external worship. As all in sannyas, taking the pride of sannyas and the big stick and, following the rules and regulations only. So it's postgraduate. And so here, whoever listens now, it's time for that. And so the Lord can deliver you. It's knowledge that delivers you, right? The knowledge matures into bhakti, into devotion. And then you're really delivered. Hey, that's why, by the word, ignorance is destroyed. Ignorance of going to the wrong places for this. It is so much ignorance. I mean, God, I just see it everywhere. But you could see, when you know the truth, you can use that ignorance to point out this is how it can be connected to truth. There's one video, I'm going to pass it around. And if you use the truth of the video and minus the ignorance, you would realize God so easily. And people, they use God's power that they have, that's been given to them, to corrupt themselves, and they don't even know it, by their mind and their words. Okay? So I'll pass the video. It's very interesting how they're doing that. And because they teach people the power of thinking positively or whatever, and the power of the word, but it's always for material manifestations. That's what they want to create, physical things. See, physical things. And so that process, if it's applied to manifest non-physical things, oh, there you go, man. Non-physical being the Supreme Lord himself. When they were doing rituals, you can read this in Bhagavatam. They do a ritual, a fire sacrifice. See, for what? What's the end game? Well, Maharaj Prithu would do these fire sacrifices, horse sacrifices. And the end game was that the Lord would appear in the midst of that sacrifice. See? That's the end game. And once the Lord appears, everything's perfect. See? So the Lord, in his genius, came to this world with his devotees to give the potency so that you could be the best of all priests and perform a sacrifice like that, but better. Because you don't need the big, it cost them a lot of money to do these fire sacrifices. It had big pomp and all this stuff, get their faith going or something. But all we have to do is chant the holy name with the potency. And then you're the best executor of the fire sacrifice. Simply by chanting the holy name. The Lord appears. How do you know? Well, you become ecstatic, man. That's the appearance of the Lord. Everything's perfect. And the more you do that, you more realize that's all what it's all about. It's just for the Lord to appear. That's what Vrindavan. The Lord goes to bed and everybody's waiting for the Lord to appear. Then they having fun together, right? Communicating, see, playing together, being together, see, mixing together. Separation, then the desire to meet with the Lord again comes and the Lord appears. See, they're also, the gopis are all hearing and chanting about the Lord when he's somewhere else. They're doing that, churning their butter, when he's out at playing with the cowherd boys. See, this is the essence of life. See, but they have the power to stay connected to the Lord in union and separation because of that potency. Only real devotees have it. No fake gurus have that. You don't have real prema, that attachment, deep attachment to the Lord. You cannot pass that on to others so that they can also perform that kind of sacrifice. What do you think the Christians, when they said they called each other saints, when they got the Holy Spirit, they were saying, oh, this is saint this and saint that. Because that spirit makes you a priest, the best of all priests, the best of all Brahmins, the best of all sannyasis, the best of all Sudras. Matter of fact, you transcend all those designations and become a transcendental medium for the Lord. The Lord uses you like his flute and very playfully delivers people. Does it look like hard work, all this deliverance? I'm just playing the Lord. I'm playing the flute. He's playing the flute. We do it together. And people are liberated so easily. That's Vrindavan style. Everybody's out trying so hard to deliver their disciples and and they can't even do it. Because they're trying to do it by disciplines, renunciations. See, and then they teach that, and nobody gets delivered except here. All of the Narayan Raj group and Radha, I didn't see one person real. I would say this person's really delivered. I could look at Lalita and Johan's, they're delivered. Look at River, even when she has her little bouts of this and that, I could say this lady's delivered. They have strong bhakti. See? These are there. I can't look in any group and say where I could say that person. I can't say any guru is even delivered. You don't see those symptoms, and and this is why a great sage is not a great sage unless their opinion differs from others. Yeah, my opinion differs from every one of those persons, every one of them, the Radhakund Babajis, Narayan Raj, and ISKCON. But you know what it doesn't differ from? The scriptures. And you know what else it doesn't differ from? Your own experience and my experience. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. That shows you how few sadhus are out there. Real sadhus. People don't know the standard. Am I saying anything? Am I exaggerating? Or is that just really just outright straight up true? Where are the symptoms of delivered? Even Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti Vinod were talking symptoms. This person is a caste Brahmin. Even though they have disciples and they're acting like deliverers, they had the symptoms of being a caste Brahmin, part of the Varnashram system. And they have them acting as gurus. They have also sudras acting as gurus sometimes. Who can decide? Who can decipher all of these things? Well, you get devotion, and then you start to able to see what's what in this world. Otherwise, everybody's more or less blind here. Any thoughts today on the Messiah, who around this time of year was betrayed, beaten, scourged, spat on, despised, finally hung on the cross to die in our place? Just wondering, personally, I feel really grateful for that. Have a beautiful day, one and all. Yeah, it just comes in, says that, and then goes away. Any thoughts about that? No, I didn't have any thoughts about that stuff. Because, we have life here. If you want to learn what real life is, stick around here and not just tell us about your thoughts about his death and all that gory stuff. Yeah. And we'll tell you about the life of Jesus. The life of Jesus, the truth, that he was into the truth, and we got more of it now. The stuff that he said that, that people weren't ready to bear. And probably you and others also. You're still into all of that stuff, hanging on the cross to die and scourged and all that stuff. You think Jesus is, you want to remember that stuff? Or do you think Jesus is remembering that? You think Jesus thinking, man, I remember when I was hung on the cross and scourged and died and all that, and we're doing that? I'll tell you right now, Jesus doesn't want you to remember that. You know why? Because he's not remembering that. Why the heck would he want to remember such a thing? It's just like people, Prabhupada, let's spend our whole life to prove that Prabhupada was poisoned, and they spend all their time in that negative space, and then they wonder why they're unhappy and miserable. And then what is Prabhupada? Is he thinking about when he was poisoned, or if he was poisoned? Who knows? He's out in Vrindavan, man, thinking about the pastimes of the Lord. What should we be doing? What he's doing, that's following in his footsteps. Do you think Lord Caitanya was thinking about Jesus being hung on the cross and all that stuff? Or how about this? Haridas being whipped in the 21 marketplaces? No, he was just there communing with his devotee there, and Haridas was in bliss. His eyes were just twinkling, because the Lord was so close to him. Just like devotees here, we get beaten all the time with words, with insults, spit on. Oh, ask Lolita. She spit on, all for what? For worshiping the God in intimacy and ecstasy. But does it hurt? No. Why? Because the Lord is we're with the Lord. He's with us. His back is on our back, man. Because we've taken shelter. So if you want to learn that stuff, stick around. Otherwise, well, have a nice day. I'm going to go and think about all these gory things. But, people, to each his own, man. You're all free. I'm here to teach. It's like I told this lady, I said, hey, man, I'm here to teach. You want to know why all these rituals of Jesus? If not, hey, man, have a nice day. I don't need the troubles. A lot of Christians, they have a lot of hypocrisies and problems inside, hypocritical things, and, they're guilty, and they feel guilty and all. I don't want to deal with unless they really want to be free.
Today is Good Friday. Good Friday. So today is the day Jesus was killed on the cross. So maybe that was inside of his
head. Sounds like it was a bad Friday for him.
Yeah.
If you want to get at it as good and bad stuff, come over here. If not, stay over in Good and Bad Fridays. How can it be a Good Friday when Jesus was put on a cross? Well, it's actually, the transcendental idea and all. But, that's the idea. Yeah, bad news is good news, This is a cheerful path, throwing out all the negativity. And that's all religion, all those things Jesus knew he was dealing with fishermen, really like, newbies. And so he was helping them. And their best quality was they developed faith in his association, and they stayed with him and became automatically elevated. Just like here, all you have to do is come here, develop real faith, sincere faith, and you'll elevate it automatically like them.
Yeah, here Eric says he died for us on the cross. No, he lives for us. Jesus lives for us.
Yeah, well,
they killed him. Yes.
Yeah, you could say he died for us on the cross because there's a reason. He preached truth. He preached anybody who believed in his word would be saved. And he was killed for that. But we're not saved by his death per se. We are because of what he preached. And if you understand the Vaishnava perspective, you'll see that nobody had to die to save people. They just needed to hear the truth. That's why in 10th canto, it explains the whole situation. By hearing the pastimes of the Lord, Krishna, or whatever incarnation you're into, all sins are eradicated. See, Jesus said, those who believe in me, and that means believe in his word, that means he'd be teaching you something about the pastimes, about the works of God. See, that's related to the Lord. All your sins are forgiven. It's the same as the verse. And the verse shows that these, when you hear the pastimes of the Lord, it eradicates all sinful sins. And these pastimes are transmitted, and this is the important thing, are transmitted by great personalities. And there's no great personality in this world unless they're an actual intimate associate of the Lord. Because they have the Lord's greatness. They have Shuddha Bhakti. They have that transcendental potency. They have the pearl of great price. They're like a Jesus. And if you're not like that, then you're not a great personality. If you don't have that greatness living in you like Jesus did, if you don't say of yourself you cannot do anything, then you don't know what he knows. You need to find somebody who knows what he knows. He knows what's beyond the ritual. He knows what the purpose of the rituals are. He knows the meaning of these things. He knows the esoteric truth of God. And others are stuck in the rituals. And if a person like that teaches you, then you can also transcend. Otherwise, you're stuck in the external bhakti. Like so many Vaishnavas, like so many Christians. And demons are laughing at a lot of people in this world. They laugh at you, man. They see that there's hypocrisy in even good people. They can't, and the good people are just trying to restrain themselves from sins. But that's a temporary solution, man. That's why many Christians and even Vaishnavas, they're converted over to the demon path by association and serving them. That's why people here fall down in our Sangha. They serve the good and bad people of the world. They serve some bad people that are acting like good people. And they just haven't got it in their own mind. They just serve Vaishnavas, those who are purified by bhakti. And you've cracked it, man. You'll be happy, more and more happy, increasingly every day, instead of going back and forth and back and forth. Serving the people caught up in karma. And you do too much of that and you'll feel it, man. You feel you're dragged down. I feel it just thinking about it. Thinking about people like that, or thinking about those who are doing that, and they're here also trying to make progress here, but they still, have this habit, attachment to, goody two-shoe deeds or negative things. And, and then because disciples, so you have a responsibility to keep your energy clear. if you don't, man, then I might have to just distance a little bit because I don't want to be dragged down. Better one, Bhakti Vinod said, better one to fall than both when he was talking about guru. If your disciples become nonsense and just continue to do nonsense things and associate intimately with the material people and all that, the guru will have to distance himself somewhat from that. Because I don't want to be dragged down, but my heart gets polluted. I have to take care of myself. That's what I do. I take care of myself. I'm checking all the time. My heart, what is it? Yeah. I broke a lunch engagement because afterwards I was thinking, what did I agree to? And I felt my heart being dragged down. I said, oh, nope. Sorry. I'm only going to give my energy to people that are open and, the intimate stuff. I can associate with anybody in the world, but to be intimate means eating with people, just like the Nectar Instruction teaching. Intimacy with somebody is eating with them and sharing your thoughts with them, your deep thoughts with them. And some people here, they do it with ordinary people, and all that. St. Paul would eat with people, but he was preaching. He knew what he was doing. He said he would go and he'd preach to them. So don't be, if you want to associate intimately, and the more you come here, the more you'll see how your heart gets polluted, man. Literally, it's like dust on it, man. So we have a responsibility to keep our hearts clean. You come here, you found the real path. Yeah. It's just my house. My parents dragged me down. Yeah, by association. That's just what happened. Probably close association because it's your parents, We just got to learn how to deal with that. I don't have an immediate solution. Yeah, so do what you can, you just, you've seen that. Yeah, well, that's just what happens. See, you come here, how you can't tell if your heart is impure unless you get some kind of cleansing. That's Sadhu Sanga. You should be feeling some purification and cleansing when you come here. And then when it gets spots, like gets dirt on it, you notice it. You feel it. You feel weakened by it. You start to feel unhappy. This is what happens to me. Start to feel really unhappy when you're living in bliss and protection and happiness, and then you feel that your heart is unhappy. That's Krishna, man. He's unhappy. And this is good for us because, we're only these small little atoms, man. We need all the closeness we can get with the Lord to stay clean in this world. Otherwise, I know personally how it is to lose it and to be covered by the Lord's Maya for a while, for 6 months even. Some of my students are still in it. They haven't gotten out. So, watch out. Be attentive.
It's the holy heart who wants to leave.
Yeah. That's why this is going so well. So we have to protect it. It's just like that's we're protecting Krishna. See, you become like a parent to Krishna. That's how we learn the Ras. You protect Krishna, you feed Krishna. See, hearing, chanting, remembering in association with real devotees, you're feeding Krishna. See, protecting Krishna also, like when we're out there, you have to go into protection mode. We're here in feeding mode. There's not much you have to protect here. You just feed. He's hungry, you feed the guy, he's just insatiable. Glutton, like Nityananda, always eating. And then when you're out in the world, now you're in protecting mode. And you'll start to feel it. The more you come here, the more cleansing happens, the more you'll feel it when you're being dragged down. Do you feel it when you're being dragged down, Shamagori? Yeah, see, that's good. How about you, River? Do you notice when you're being dragged down? See, that's because you come here. You
Can I
can be,
say something?
yeah,
Can
go,
I
yeah.
say something?
Only if you
Because
don't live like this. Only if you don't repress yourself.
yeah, the point is that actually, go on. Actually, one realizes that we can analyze that when we get dragged down. Yeah, we feel it. We
Yeah, you
feel
feel
it.
it.
I mean, I feel it.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
analyze it ourselves.
Yeah, you have to. You have, it's like learning to fly your own plane, because you're there. You're there. You have Guru inside. You have Krishna, super soul, and you have this knowledge, experience. See, use it. Don't just be dragged down and let it happen. Because then you start to see, I mean, people start having accidents, because you go drag down. That's what starts to happen. You start, accidents because you become unconscious because of that, thinking about worldly things and worldly people. And that's Krishna trying to wake you up. Stay attentive, stay in bhakti, stay around, stop, being too involved with mundane people. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time, and I'll have to distance myself. I mean, I'm not going to be dragged down into that. You know what? I'm going to just sacrifice my life. My life is this connection. Your life is this connection. And the more you come and get purified, the more you'll see. Then you'll be able to say from your heart, Krishna is my life and soul. Would you like to say that? Well, people can't say that because their awareness of that is covered. Even though Krishna is their life and soul in the world, worldly things, their wealth is their life and soul. Their children are their life and soul. Their money is their life and soul. Their house is their life and soul. That's all Krishna in the material world, but it's very faulty to have that as your life and soul. Better to have the transcendental Lord as your life and soul, because your heart will stay clear in everything, and you've sought the kingdom of God, you've attained the kingdom of God, and all else is added. And whatever you have in your life, you may have a house, you may have grandchildren, you may have children, you may have a husband, but everything is good and cleansed. The Lord ain't worried. He's only worried when you're all into that, and then you forget him. Then there's worry. Like I worry about people when they start going all into the world. And they think sometimes, that they can be okay. Well, I worry when I see people lacking disassociation, because I've already seen when people do that too much, they often just lose it, lose connection. The Maya takes over, and all of a sudden the world and worldly things are their wives, their children, the TV, and you hardly ever see them. And then sometimes they come back. I'm talking my own experience of teaching. And sometimes they come back and think, wow, I forgot all about this because I was all, And then often they do it again. So what to do? Yeah, I make a comment because it's part of my experience, and maybe you can learn a few things from that too. It's okay if you distance yourself. I understand. Yeah. Well,
He thinks he drags you down.
yeah.
He thinks he drags you down.
Well, you haven't dragged me down yet.
No.
Yeah. If it comes to that, I'll let you know. See, I have thought about going to church to be around more God-loving people, but I don't want to really do church.
Come
Yeah,
here.
that's the thing. I meet God-loving people also, and I am spoiled, man. These God-loving people are often attached to rituals and external stuff, and it's such a damper. It's for me, so the loss of freedom. They're just so unfree, so worried and guilty, and about this. and they believe in concepts that the editors, their books have messed up, and they believe in that verse that's polluted, it's contaminated. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, they all say they love God. Everybody I talk to loves God,
Yeah, of
so-called.
course they all
People
love
think that,
God.
Vaidis think that, people, Rhythmics think that, Christians think that, but
Yeah.
there is no symptom of loving God.
Yeah. Well, you see, that's why I love this. I mean, I love this understanding because it gives me, I can say, from it gives me uttamadikari per se. Yeah, they're right. They love God, and what they're saying is true, but not because they don't love the Shuddha Bhakti Lord. They love the Mayak Lord, Mahamaya Lord, not the Yoga Maya Lord, the Lord of Vrindavan and Yoga Maya, not that Lord. So they don't know that Lord. Most people don't know that Lord. And so therefore, what they say is true, but not true. See, so they love God in the form of something else or the mixture. I'm spoiled. I can't even have this mixture thing. Man, just give me pure understanding of the Lord and not this mixing Vaidhi with spontaneous devotion. Prabhupada even said, I mean, this is what the Rhythmics and the living gurus don't know. He says that Vaidhi, your Varnashram Dharma, is a contamination of this worship. And that's just a fact from his own mouth. You can check it in a purport in chapter 3 or 4 of Adi Lila. Vaidhi is a contamination. And I'm spoiled, man. I just want to love. I want the Lord to appear in his pure, pristine glory without restriction. That's what he told Nityananda. Manifest Vrindavan without restriction. In other words, manifest the Lord without restriction. Vaidhi is restriction, right? Don't, no, without restriction. 10th canto is without restriction. See, the Lord, he went to prostitutes and delivered them. Sat right there on their bed. Right? You can read about this. He delivered the prostitutes, the women on top of the roof. They never gave up their business. They went around and screwed men, during the day. I mean, to put it bluntly. And then they went on top of the roof and looked at Krishna with a loving ecstasy. Where do you understand? That's just the pure thing, man, is pure love of God. It's so powerful. Like they were born, into the world as prostitutes. That was their business, but didn't restrict them from loving God. But you come to Vaidhi Bhakti, so many restrictions. You can't even worship Krishna unless you're vegetarian, unless you're this, unless you're that, unless you don't do this and you don't do that. See? And if you're fortunate, you meet somebody with the power of Lord Caitanya and Radha and Krishna in them and says, oh, just come as you are. I'd rather have you. I'd rather have a beef eater here and a thief even here than a perfect Vaidhi Bhakti out there who doesn't like the kind of teachings that I teach about the Lord and the kind of ecstasy I get. Just you guys, you renunciates, you big austere buffs, you austerity freaks, you renunciation, obsessive renunciates. You stay out there. Give me a beef eater, man, to come here that likes this ecstasy and likes to hear these truths. See, that was Lord Caitanya. That was Nityananda. That was Jesus Christ. And that's Gaur Hari Das too. Prabhupada had more restrictions. Bhakti Siddhanta, also in Bhakti Vinod. But Prabhupada even told me, without restrictions, has my full approval. You deliver whoever you want, whoever likes what you do, whoever sees the truth in what you do. Yeah, has my approval, full approval. Doing exactly what I want you to do. You do more of that. See? Same words, same actions here, same power here of the disciplic line. That's why, people don't know Prabhupada. They say, oh, I can't go to the North Pole to preach because they're eating blubber. And Prabhupada said, just eat the friggin' blubber, but preach the message. Oh, Bhaktisiddhanta, we can't wear a watch. We can't drive in a motor car. We are sannyasis. And he says, I'm going to drive in a motor car and wear a watch to preach Krishna consciousness and deliver people. And people now, there's still all these your gurus, you're all of that, all more or less attached to rituals and ceremonies and all of that. Restricted. I have no restriction like that. No. You come here, if you like this ecstasy, you like this preaching, my Lord will like you, and you're going to like being liked by my Lord. And if you don't like it, go to Radhanath and see how much mercy you really get. See how much real you'll get out there. It's that to me, I like people who like this prayer. I like this preaching. I like these truths. I like this unrestricted giving of the mercy. And you don't like it out there? You guys have some problem? Well, go where the problems are, man. We got no problems, man. We got no problems delivering this mercy. This takes our problems away. And you got problems with this mercy? Well, stay out there with the problems. Stay with problematic people, problematic teachers who haven't solved the problem. We solved the problem. The mercy of Lord Caitanya is here. That's a fact. It solves all problems. It's the only meaning of advancing in spiritual life. Haven't you heard the news of Krishnadas Kaviraj? Well, we repeat the news. News that never gets stale. That news is the food that it's like Damayanti's preparations. Did you read all those nice preparations there, Shamaguri? Damayanti's preparations never got stale. For a year, he was carrying those things around. Well, that's the good news of Lord Caitanya. Never gets stale. Well, how can this get stale, man? To hear, put smiles on people's faces. Why wouldn't it? Don't be preaching any message that makes people look like prunes. Yeah, you notice the Lord sends. He knows the hearts of people. Go ahead. What there? Go ahead, Samaguri.
I have two questions.
Okay.
Okay. In one lecture, you were speaking about the level of bhav. What is this? The level of bhav. It comes before prema, right?
Yeah. It's one stage before. Basically, bhav is you feel God is actually in your heart. And it's like an intense feeling, a pure feeling. That it's a super soul. You become aware of the power of the super soul in the heart. But it may not, and there might be some tears. That's why you see people get a taste of the bhav state here. Be some tears when that happens. Now the Lord's starting to appear. See, when your eyes are tinged with the salve of love, Lord Brahma said, when the Brahma said.
Okay.
So that's above. And when it condenses into deeper, more intense love, it turns into prem. And with prem, there are more symptoms. More symptoms. There, the devotees start to laugh. First they cry a lot, and then they laugh and they choke up because of the intimacy, and many other symptoms come. Sometimes jerkings and all kinds of unusual symptoms. That's why the Lord doesn't often show these things, because people thought, well, God, the herd's not doing this, and you are. It's like too different, and people freak out. But, the Lord was thinking 550 years ago when he came, like, hey, man, for a long time, I haven't given this bhav, this prem to people, and I want to do it. And so that's his will. That's why you see Prabhupada, even though I was already doing it automatically by, people asking me, and I was reading the books, and we're all going in ecstasy, Prabhupada gave the confirmation. See, the confirming thing. Came in and said, yeah, you're doing exactly what I want you to do. This has my full approval. You do more of that. See, it's so encouraging to get that, even though it was already happening. Because some people ask me a question about this, you know. And Nityananda was doing it. And also Advaita, they delivered people before they got the order. But then they got it to do widespread preaching without restriction, like I got. You see how unrestricted this is? Anybody can come here. You're a better candidate if you come here and you like this ecstasy and you like this vibration and this frequency and you bask in it. You're better than one of these gurus 1,000-fold. And that's the truth, man, because you're going into the kingdom before they do. This is the kingdom. You're in the kingdom right here. And gradually more and more you'll realize that. We don't have to go back to Godhead. Godhead comes to us in our sacrifice. It's that power. That's the power of bhakti. That's the power of devotion. It draws Krishna wherever you are. You could be in the North Pole. You can be in hell like Bali Maharaj. But because he had devotion, the Lord was there in hell. And therefore he's there. It's a better situation than heaven. It's the real paradise. It's just being with God. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter, in Vrindavan or here, it becomes Vrindavan here when the Lord appears. See, that's the great power of devotion, the great mercy of devotion, the great happiness of devotion, the great purification of binding devotion, the great wild card that you get in your life, the great ticket to freedom, forever from the cycle of birth and death. That's your ticket, man. That's the ticket we give out. We're giving out tickets out of Disneyland, not in Disneyland of the Maya. That's what you go buy a ticket. Expensive, always expensive. Maya always charges a lot. You know, you go to Disneyland, it costs you a fortune nowadays. And all you get are the rides of Maya. You're just put you on a ride, man. You come here, we give you a ticket out of this into the spiritual world. And if you don't believe that, well, go to one of these gurus or go to one of these other teachers. Go to the New Age teachers who'll teach you how to manifest money. You know, or go to was it Tony Robbins who'll teach you how to become a great businessman and manifest material things. If you think that's wealth. No, I think the body of the Lord is the greatest wealth here. And I'm here to prove that to myself and everybody else. I want it proven more. I want more. What's your second question?
When Krishna was here 5,000 years ago, right?
Yeah.
He married so many women.
Wow, so many. That guy was
and I think they also had children together.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So when Krishna left again, did he take all of them back with him?
That's a good question.
Because I was asking this question to Lalita in her class.
No, you did not ask the question. You did not ask the question. I asked you, ask me the question. You said, do you know about Paraka? And I said, what is the question? And you didn't tell me the question. We also were and I said, please ask the question now. Ask the question. I keep on repeating. The question didn't come.
Okay, so answer the question. Answer the question. Here's your chance.
Of course,
I wanted to know if, excuse me, can I please speak? Okay? I wanted to know if there now still exists a family line from back then to here.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a very good question. So you can answer both of those things there, Lalita. You got the thing because somehow or other it didn't communicate then. So now.
Well, he didn't take them with him, of course. When he goes to Vrindavan, he goes to Vrindavan. He stays there. It's another mood. It's another place. It's another consciousness. He did not take them with him.
No, when he disappeared, is that what you're saying there, Shamagra? Yeah,
Yes,
when he
yes,
disappeared
right.
They
from
are
the
always, yeah, they are always with him in Dwaraka. They are always with him. They are always, that consciousness stays there. Vrindavan stays Vrindavan, Dwaraka stays Dwaraka.
but she's saying, what about the devotees? I think, right? Did the devotees go with him?
No, the women,
His
Oh,
wives
the
the,
wives,
they
and
yeah.
those
stay with him.
children and the children.
They stay with him. Of course, they stay with him.
Well, actually, the Bhagavatam actually explains it. Yeah, it's a little bit subtle, but it's in the 10th canto.
Oh, never had the chance. 10th canto.
Yeah. So anyway,
Wow.
in the 10th canto, it's described that actually it's the 10th canto or 11th. Anyway, it's in the cantos there. I think it's 10th canto. We can maybe
Mm.
read about it. I'll look in there. And so anyway, when Krishna, he was thinking, I got to take this is a very heavy burden on this planet, having all my associates here, because they're so free. They're so free. They're not under rules or restrictions, and the planet is not ready for that. Just like a lot of people are not ready for how we worship. This
Mm.
is it's too much for them. He just wanted to bring them to the point of like goodness and to follow moral principles and stuff like that up to that point. In general, people in general, and my devotees would create a bewilderment there because they're so free, and where I'm not ready to teach that. So the Lord created this Brahman thing to curse his dynasty. See, so the dynasty was cursed. And
Mhm.
so they killed each other actually with sticks. They got intoxicated because of the curse. Yeah. And so his own family members got drunk and they got kind of crazed and started beating each other. This is all under the will. It's like the curse of the Brahmins. But the Lord kept only those who were his most like um, yeah, the most advanced souls were stayed here for, like, because you always need somebody to teach higher teachings, so some of them stayed. The Pandavas were some, they stayed here. They didn't have to go. But most of his dynasty in Dwarka was destroyed.
Mhm.
And that's why you see it went under the sea
But
and everything.
but
You know?
but
Right?
I mean, his wives and his children, weren't they very intimate to
Yeah,
him?
yeah, and some
Yeah.
may have stayed. So, I mean, there's not a lot of description of who stayed, but it says some stayed here who were very
Hmm.
intimate associates and carried things on. Like Uddhava stayed; he didn't go with this. He lived out his life here, and so did the Pandavas to a point, and then they renounced and did the last part of it there. And I'm sure there are others, but we only know what is revealed in the Bhagavatam. And so the Bhagavatam is like gives you the essence, and then you have to kind
Hmm.
of figure out, infer what happened. So some others, I'm sure, stayed, and
Okay.
many of the intimate associates went with him, and
Went
some
with him.
yeah, some went
Hmm.
back to their positions. We'll read about it. I don't remember all the details. It's been a long time. Yeah. Yeah. So
Thank you,
yeah.
Gurudev.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. But the wives and the sons, um, yeah, they're just always wherever they are, the Lord is there with them. That's what we're teaching here. Wherever you are, the Lord will be with you. If he's not, or you'll feel that presence. You'll call
Mm.
that Lord and he'll come. You call him just by chanting his names, you start to feel more and more. I mean, that's how it is for me. It's been the Lord, it's just becoming easier and easier to call the Lord, and the Lord comes, and it's just so nice, and it's so amazing. And people need this, otherwise they become weak and crazy and suffer terribly. You know, you can go into a very hellish disconnection from the true Lord, lost in illusions, you know, and you can't listen, you know, you just can't hear, you know, you're just lost in in the mental plane, and other low vibrations attracting you. See, you're caught up in that. That's the hell, you know, hellish people. See, and your only way out is to listen to the voice of the Lord through his real devotees if you want to get out quick. Otherwise, otherwise you're learning through the various teachers in the modes. Could be teachers in the mode of passion, teachers in the mode of ignorance, teachers in the mode of goodness. You gravitate there, and then you're on a slower journey. But here, you know, anybody can come here and learn. Yeah.
But I want to say that because you were just mentioning this feeling like in hell, I was feeling like being in hell when I was in this deep depression.
Oh yeah.
This time it was so heavy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I thought, how can I get out of this now? How can I get out? And I was listening every day to you and others, but I was so down, really heavy.
Yeah, but you've been going through that for years, right?
Yeah.
So and so that's Go ahead. What?
It's especially in the winter time, you know, when we have these short days and it's so dark. Yeah, more dark than in spring and summer. Yeah, spring and summer I have no problem, but the winter time is so heavy.
Yeah.
I should escape over the winter time.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Yeah, I have to figure something out for me.
Yeah. Mexico is nice and sunny here, you know.
I know.
Yeah, and you can get 6 months visas now and stuff. Yeah. So you know, it's an alternative if you can afford it. You know, and if you can't, figure something. I mean, you know, just learn stuff. You know, I don't know. You know, just
I figure something out.
figure something out.
I will. I will.
Yeah. And don't be too attached to, well, it's too hot. I mean, I'm amazed how people are worried about that. Oh, it's too hot there, too hot. The sunny day, you know, it looks like that every friggin' day. You don't like to be in a place that looks like that with palm trees and sun out there. And so it's a little hot. So what? And it's not a little hot. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a great time since the summer to me wasn't bad, and also the winters has been beautiful. It's like cool all the time, really. Not too hot, not too cold. You know, sometimes a little bit of humidity, but not much. You know, just the more bhakti you get, the more you can tolerate it. Don't worry.
I'm working on it.
I like it hot. Here is too cold for me. Yeah. I'm just trying to empathize with you, Christian, but thanks. Yeah. Anyway, we got to tolerate our karmas, you know, and you also probably did those things from the big pharma. They also come with a price. So everything that the government does comes with a price, or the big corporate businesses and everything. They're part of the Maya, very big time, you know, and yeah. Just like, you know, you go to a dentist for years, they fill your whole teeth with mercury, and they have a reason. They know what they're doing. They want to kind of mess up your mind. Otherwise, they would have never used that stuff, but they did. Fluoride in toothpaste, see? So that's the illusion. But, you know, if if you're protected by the Lord, He'll show you this stuff. You know, if you want to, if you're open to learning, you know, like don't just drink regular water. Filter your water. You know, if you go to a dentist, don't just get that stuff put in there. Get the they have new stuff to put in there. That's good.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my job, Gurudev.
Oh, you were that
Dentist assistant.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a diploma, everything.
Wow.
That's why I'm always laughing so much when you say, "Oh, you have to go into the dentist chair."
Yes,
It reminds me.
Shamaguri is my assistant now. Now that I know
Oh,
she's qualified. Shamaguri is our assistant. We got somebody from another platform that says, what is that green platform, I wonder? Camille, what are you watching on? Oh, YouTube probably. Yeah, YouTube. All right. Yeah, thank you for coming there, Camille.
It's not the first time. It came before as well.
Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay, go on there. Whoever is reading. Lolita is reading.
Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. After hearing of the Lord's desire to take sannyas, all the devotees were very much perturbed and grief-stricken. The Lord was still in Navadvip. There is still an echo, Guru Maharaj.
Oh, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, disturbing as Shamagori. The echo, I know. Though the Lord was still in Navadvip, they were already feeling the pangs of separation from their from their beloved Caitanya, and they cried piteously. They said amongst themselves, "Where will he go after? Where will he go after taking sannyas? When will we see him again? Surely he won't return to this village after accepting a mendicant's robe."
Yeah, you know, you would think he would be there. Oh, he's going, they're suffering and it's terrible and everything. But because it's because of Lord Caitanya, the spiritual form of the Lord, that suffering is a kind of ecstasy, a wonderful ecstasy, actually. And so they think it's natural. See, it's natural. They're in this natural state. But people on the outside, like for us, this is why this is the deepest Leela to understand this thing. Is you think, oh, why would I worship a God like that where he goes and then I'm miserable? Because I know when my wife leaves or my husband leaves, I feel horrible, you know, and it's painful. It's also a ras. See, your ras, your taste is for the material body of somebody in the world. See, their taste and their ras, their feeling is for the spiritual body of the Lord. Matter of fact, he bonded with them. He gave them his association so they would get attached to him. And then in the separation, it awakened their love for him. That's why Jesus left his disciples. He said, I must go. Right now, the spirit is outside of you. But if I go, you're also it's going to kick in because you're going to want you've had so much of my association. You've been purified by my association. When I go, it's going to awaken in you. See, in the separation. And it did. The Holy Spirit came to them because they were sincere followers of Christ. So that's the way the Lord played it then. Here, it's so powerful, this body. People have no idea. It's so powerful. You didn't see me die. You don't see me leave, really, before this happens. That's how much power the Lord is giving here. So much potency, so much this treasure. He awakens very quick here in people. And you start to know what real mercy is. Do you know what real mercy is, Shamaguri, now? Yes, good. How about you, Lilita? You know what real mercy is?
It's a substance that you carry. It's the holy heart that you're carrying, actually. The holy heart that that infects all the rest.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that you the Lord starts to trust you, start to talk to you, start to share things from super soul to soul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The real mercy is the Lord appearing inside you.
yeah,
See? That's the real mercy.
that's a mercy. Yeah,
Yeah. That makes you a real devotee. Otherwise, you're not really that real. You're not, you're not yet alive or born.
no.
See, so that's the real mercy. And that's the real mercy of Krishna and the real mercy of Guru. You see, he wants to work through his flutes and his instruments to cause this to happen, so that you can get the causeless mercy of the Lord. Okay? The cause is the Lord and his devotee. Go ahead there, Lalita.
Real mercy you experience, that you receive it. It's something real that you receive. It's something that you can hold, that you can
Yeah.
touch. Pani says, real mercy is you coming into our lives because Guru Maharaj gives us a substance. That's why that is real mercy.
Yeah, well,
Guru Maharaj personified the real mercy because he's carrying actually that spirit. He's delivering that
it's the verses.
concept.
The conception is always the same, perfect. By the mercy of Krishna, he gives you a real guru. See, and you may not know that Krishna, but he leads you to where you can get him quick. And by the mercy of Guru, you get Krishna, the actual awakening and experience. Or even if you're awakened, he'll give you a real devotee, advance, like the big brother or big sister, so that you can be protected and nourished, so that you become strong like them. Okay, so that's the idea. Because Maya is very strong when we're in a weakened condition. But when we're in strong condition, then Maya is a very weakened condition, very weak before the devotee. See how it works? But you need to get a lot of association, because Maya, if your bhakti is small, then you're in danger of the Putana demon. Putana is the hypocrite. It's the religious spirit. It's the Kamsas, the Putana. She came and she looked like a devotee, but her heart was fierce. Her heart was polluted. And she would kill the babies by feeding them poison in her nipple. In other words, from her heart was polluted, and through her word would pollute the bhakti and kill the bhakti babies. This is not a physical thing. It's not meant to be understood that way. You got to understand how this is working, this Maya is working in the world to take the small devotees down who have small devotion. See, that's the baby bhakti. I'm not talking about babies, this is all the external rituals, and people think it's all like that. No, there's esoteric significance to this. You got to see on the spiritual path, this is your journey, man. That's why if you're fortunate, you get a bona fide advanced devotee, big brother or big sister to help you. So protect you from putanas, protect you from hypocritical religious gurus and sannyasis who claim to be deliverers but aren't. It's hypocrisy to take worship and be worshiped. And then you worship those persons who are still polluted. See, that's Putana taking you down, because all they can feed you is speculations, and that's poison to devotees. You come here, we feed you the pure word, the conclusive truth, the ecstatic devotion. Go ahead, Lalita. What?
No.
Oh.
I needed to cough, so I muted my mic.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, isn't it? It's great, man. I love this, man. It just gets better and better and better, man. Deeper, man. Oh yeah. I told this.
I want to say something.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
That's why I feel so safe being here. Because I know one day it will also happen to me.
Yeah, you get
I
assurance.
just have to stay and listen and listen and
Yeah, that's it.
yeah.
Yeah. And you should feel the progress too. Like when
I
you're,
do.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that's how the encouragement. Otherwise, it's just blind belief. People, that's what that's what they do in religion. They spend their whole lives in religion, in Vaishnavism, and they're more or less the same as they started. They don't really progress much, and there's just new rituals every year, new rules to follow every year. We just and so that's that level. So we're here for those who want to move on. If you're hungry to understand the Lord better, well, that's what we do here. Do you understand the esoteric significance of these stories? You need to, even Bhakti Vinod said these stories of these demons are to show the obstacles to bhakti. I even showed you a story that he didn't even explain like this. And he explained it to an extent, but we carry on, bring it deeper. That's the nature of this path. This actually helps people get over religion. A lot of people, they don't understand the religious spirit, materially motivated religion. See, if you preach the real Bhagavatam, you're not preaching if you're not preaching the real Bhagavatam, it's because of the religious spirit of material motivation, separate interest from Krishna. You're not preaching to taste the truth of the Bhagavatam, to taste the meanings, the real meaning of the Bhagavatam. See, that's what pure devotees do. Those are purified devotees. They want to taste the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. See? That's their happiness. That's their food. That's Krishna's food. If it's Krishna's food, it's their food. If it's their food, Krishna says, oh, it's my food too. See, relationship. Go ahead, Lalita, read on.
Okay. The devotees were constantly worrying in this manner, their hearts filled with consternation that they never may see their most precious Lord again. No one took interest in food.
You think that's a bad thing, huh? It's a good thing. They fast naturally.
And sleep any longer.
Yeah.
The Lord could not bear the pain his devoted. That's so beautiful, this closeness. The Lord could not bear the pain his devotees were suffering. Smiling pleasantly to alleviate their distress, the Lord assured them.
That's kind of like that's very deep level to that. The Lord cannot bear the pain of separation of his devotees. And that's basically the whole world's condition. People are separated from the transcendental body of the Lord, and therefore their lives are inauspicious. That's why he comes. He can't bear this. He can't bear to do nothing. Even the devotees, they cannot bear it. That's why they come and they do something.
That's your compassion.
Yeah. The suffering that people seeing, they're so weak, all because of ignorance, all because they don't have the real path. They haven't found the real Guru Tattva, the real truth of Guru. People are misleading them in the positions as Guru because, they're also in ignorance. So it's like all ignorance everywhere abounds. Therefore, the love of God becomes cold in people. It's not cold here, you notice? Well, because we're on the beam here. We stay on the beam. The love grows here. But in many Christians and Vaishnavas, whatever love they have can be dimmed out in this time. This is the time where the love of many will grow cold. They'll just become, external too external. Yeah. So that's why Sadhu Sangha is so important. Everybody should understand that this is a safe haven. It's like a safe house, so that you're not mowed down by Maya's henchmen. They're looking out for anybody and take you down. Okay, go ahead there, Lalita.
The Lord could not bear the pain his devotees were suffering, and smiling, smiling pleasantly to alleviate their distress, the Lord assured them, "Why do you unnecessarily vex yourselves? I'm, I'm always present with you." It is wrong of you to think that once I have taken sannyas, I will leave all of you and go far away. No, not for a moment. Not for a moment can I leave you. For all of you are mine. Eternal associates, not just from this birth, but birth after birth.
You see, people awaken bhakti like that. That's its style. They're very intimate with the Lord. They call the Lord comes and associates and makes them happy. That's the one main thing you get here. You come here and you learn what is the happiness of the Lord and what real happiness is for us. People don't know this. They think some external, it's always external. External sense gratification will make me happy. It really doesn't. Not deeply. It's superficial happiness. And even the happiness in the rules will not really make you happy. Maybe superficially to a point. But the happiness of the Lord,
It's
and then
unbelievable.
we find the high level of happiness.
It's unbelievable that we can make him happy, actually, that we can invite him to dance. It's unbelievable that you can do that. That you can make God happy. Isn't it? I don't hear you anymore.
Yeah, and it's so simple. And it's so simple to make God happy. Just chant his holy name. And in the association of those who give you the potency, by their association, by their vibration. So easy to make the Lord happy. By being purified in the association of his real devotees who have real devotion and worship him without pretense, just for him to appear. Okay? That's the ease of being delivered, if you want it the easy way. You want it the harder way? Okay, you stay many lifetimes because you don't have such a devotee association. Your guru's not of that caliber. They don't just call the Lord and the Lord comes, and they prove it. And you could see in their eyes are wet with tears constantly when they're worshiped. Continuously, regularly. You can't even see once in some of these. I haven't seen once a tear in any of the gurus. It's like it's not even the standard anymore. That's why they had to rewrite the book of Prabhupada into a checklist of what is Guru Tattva. Because the real standard, where would you go look over that checklist for ISKCON and see anywhere it says the devotees should have profuse tears for when they worship Krishna's name. They should be in prema, where they laugh, they cry, they choke up because they got the real mercy of the Lord, Caitanya. Nowhere in the checklist will you find that. It's always a mundane explanation, something external. Okay? So you want anybody ready to go beyond that? Well, that's what we do here. Okay, who's this? You make it so easy because we all have to do is just be part of this group. Yeah, I mean, how much easier can it get? Yeah. Go ahead, read on there, Lily.
Why do you unnecessarily vex yourself? I am always, always present with you. It is wrong of you to think that once I have taken Sayas, I will leave you. I will leave all of you and go far away. Not for a moment. Not for a moment can I leave you. For all of you are my eternal associates, not just for this birth, but birth after birth. Those of you who are associated with me in this incarnation. They will eternally remain with me in the manner of congregational chanting of the holy name.
That's right. That's how you see that. You need to see the symptoms of the Lord remaining with his real devotees. What do you think sustains us here? Is this bhakti. This is how the Lord remains in congregational chanting, even our little japas or our singing. The Lord remains with us. That's the Lord. That's his juice. That's his power, is this ecstatic devotion. That's how we have these realizations and revelations that are so pristine and so amazing. This is the life of the devotee's advancement. If you stay in ignorance and not seeing what is being done here, you think it's of no value, how are you going to advance? This is why the Lord came and brought his devotees, so that people can advance to the stage of bhakti, of devotion, just by their association. So the religionists, the religious speculators could advance to the level of devotion just by being open to their association. And you don't think it applies here now? You have the same symptoms, the same manifestations of that bhakti 550 years ago here in this Sangha, and you think they're going to advance by not taking advantage of it? It's just like the Lord has come here again to deliver the world, and it is like that actually. He delivers through his devotees. And if there's deliverance, it's style. That's the way it's going to be. Otherwise, there's no deliverance. You got to learn what is real bhakti. You got to see what is real bhakti. You got to hear the glories of that real bhakti. See, not enough of that talk was done up until this point, this postgraduate course authorized by Prabhupada himself. You come here, you don't come here, you're not going to get it, because what's being given here is more than I got in a year and a half in Narayam Raj. I mean, I was there a year and a half. I was in ISKCON. Certainly more than that I got in ISKCON. That's why we have to start our own group, because most of those persons out there are not interested. Many are called. Yeah, we call them all, right? Facebook, YouTube. Few are chosen. So the few that are chosen, they come. Go ahead, Lalita.
In every yuga, I advance, and in every one of mine innumerable incarnations, you have participated by pastimes. With this advent, I have come in two incarnations. One It's a congregational chanting, and the other is my transcendental deity.
Yeah, so the Lord, when deliverance is here, he comes, in the congregational chanting of the devotees. Not just any devotees. That's not the Lord yet. The Lord says, you just heard it. He says, this devotee's mine. That's an intimate devotee. Not just anybody is the Lord's, and congregational chanting is an empty Swami step. You're just imitating. The energy has to be in the Swami step. The energy that was in Prabhupada has to come in there. Not, otherwise, you're still on the level of imitating. That's okay for the beginning, for beginners, to practice the form, but ultimately you want the energy in there, the life in there, practicing. So when you chant, and you got the whole of God. Again, you're see the Lord combined again into one form. Well, that combination is you, in you. You combine again, not just Krishna, 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 the word, without the feeling. See, the whole feeling, that wholeness is what holy. See, if you're his holiness, for God's sake, you have to have that holiness. You have to have that ecstatic Lord, the ecstatic feeling, which is the other half of God. Otherwise, the other half, the conception half, the knowledge half, will not be understood. It only is understood in wholeness. See, well, we got the knowledge part here. All we need is the devotional part. See, Matt opened, and that comes only, that's why he came. That's why his associates came. That's why we're here. Anybody that's here now, obviously from other incarnations, have progressed to the point they are, because you're open to the message. Some are really ecstatic already. Why do you think Jesus said out of the multitudes, there were only 11? What did he say? Lo, you have been with me always, since the beginning of the age. Okay? That's his real devotees, actually. That's why some of them just came like that. They were immediately, he walked down the road and they followed. They've heard the call. That happens here with some people. They hear it and they get right on it. Yeah. So there's the other thing. See, lo, I am with you always unto the end of the age. That's the super souls with everybody, but unfortunately, most people are not aware of that. So it's like it doesn't exist for them. That's why they look outside for connection. See, looking to connect. The dating service too, even on Facebook, they got a new dating service. They're looking outside to connect. Oh boy, good luck, man. Get some body and Maya to connect with, some beautiful woman or beautiful guy. But what's inside is not so beautiful, right? And people don't care. No, just give me the external beauty. Don't worry about the dead bones and things. The impurities that people have because they don't chant. They're not with real devotees whose hearts are being purified. They don't get this. They're not able. They don't have the power to draw. We have the power to draw God here in the midst of our Sangha, man. That's powerful. And can't even, can you imagine, Lalita? They don't even invite us to give a friggin' class in ISKCON or anywhere else. They think we're demons, even though we're drawing the real Lord here. It's a kind of a laugh, isn't it there, Shamaguri? It's almost funny. You watch, I'm going to get my revenge. All those people neglecting our Lord. Oh, we're going to rub their face in it. We're going to get our revenge by making them devotees. That's the revenge. We'll show them.
What a mercy. Merciful revenge.
We'll show these upstarts. Literally, we'll show them. And we are showing them. Pissing them off, man. They don't like being shown the truth. Huh? Oh, you like to just read about the truth you don't understand. No, don't show us the truth, and don't preach the realizations on the truth from knowing the truth personally. No, we don't do that. And we're unwilling to go to the real devotees to get that mercy and be like them. And Gohari says, okay, no problem, man. We'll go take whoever will take it. We'll take it to the Gentiles, and to the ordinary people, the good and bad people of the world. Maybe they'll accept. And that'll humble you guys, because they'll get in the kingdom before you.
That's why they get the mercy first.
Yeah. The lower classes came first. If people understood this principle, it would be so easy. And it's always the same principle. People were elevated by the association of Jesus, who had the special bhakti, special devotion to God, very intimate. And those fishermen were liberated just listening to him, Hari Katha, for 3 years. Same thing, Lord Caitanya came, whoever took his association or the association of his real devotees, also easily liberated. And that's the challenge now, is for people to figure this out. All you have to do is identify the real devotees who have real bhakti, and they're rare and they're here. And you come into this association regularly, you'll get purified, if that's what you want. And then you will know God like we do. Yes, Gohari admits he knows the Lord. Yes, I know this pissed people off to hear it just frankly said that Gohari knows the Lord. He should keep it a secret. Well, sorry about that. But not only me, but many of my students also know the Lord, or they're on their way. It's just the truth. Come see, come check it out. No, I'm not into. Okay, well, you don't have enough hunger for the truth. You're not cheated enough by Maya. Get more cheated until you realize that. Get cheated by spiritual masters who are not even delivered themselves and claim to be able to deliver you by some speculative idea. Well, worship me, but Prabhupada will deliver you. Or I'll deliver you, but I can't. Deliver means, are you losing your miseries in association of a real devotee? That's deliverance, right? Deliver what? People that want mukti and salvation and deliverance are those who are suffering because of ignorance, right? If you find a real guru, you find your ignorance start to go, and then you even get salvation. But there's more. And we're telling I'm not saying like Jesus, no, I have more to tell you. You can't bear it, man. You can't bear it, too bad now. It's the news the Lord Caitanya wants. Prabhupada authorized it, ordered it. Put it on the menu, Gohari. Ecstatic devotion and its principles. They don't want to eat it, too bad. Somebody will eat it. There got to be some intelligent people out there who want intimacy with God, like you guys are showing day in and day out. Go ahead, Lolita.
Okay.
I'll be laying down if I get a chance. I keep popping up. Go ahead there, Shamaguri.
I must say, I cannot sit anymore. I have to move.
Yeah, and you know what I do? I stand up sometimes. Did you ever think
Yeah,
of that?
but with my phone, it doesn't work.
With your phone, it doesn't work? Oh, you need one of those. You need one of those longer stands or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, or you get a bunch of something high, some kind
Books.
of on top.
Books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I did.
Creative genius. Use your creative genius.
Yeah. Practical.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead there, Lalita.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming, Shamaguri. No problem. You come or go, whatever you want.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
With this advent, I have come in 2 incarnations. One is the congregational chanting, and the other is my transcendental deity form, full of bliss. In both these incarnations, you must participate in my pastimes with full vigor and joy, chanting with me in ecstasy. I am taking sannyas only to educate humanity. Therefore, please allay your fears and worries. Placating the distressed devotees with placating. What is that, Tom? What does it mean?
Placating?
Yeah, placating. Placating the distressed devotees with his sweet words. Maybe comforting?
I don't know. Sorry.
Okay. Placating the distressed devotees with his sweet words. Guru Maharaj.
Yes, comforting.
Comforting. Yeah, I thought this is the context a bit. Yeah, thank you. Chaitanya embraced, he embraced each of them repeatedly. I said it this morning in my class, it's not a bodily thing, it's a heart thing. It's a real heart thing. We experience this. The Lord's words had a pacifying effect on the devotees. I'm feeling assured. They allowed their beloved master to leave. Swiftly, the word spread everywhere that Nimai was going to embrace the mendicant life. Vasachi Devi heard this news. Her heart almost stopped. Her grief was so intense that the pain of the entire universe seemed like nothing. It's actually a feeling of deep desire and being afraid that this, knowing that this will go away, man. This, oh my God, what an idea! Like Janata just asking here in class, I hope that the mercy will never be taken away. Her grief was so intense that the pain of the entire universe seemed like nothing. She fell to the ground unconscious. She remained lying on the floor. Her tears. Her tears flowing in torrents. The lotus-eyed Lord, he saw this heart-rending sight, sitting very still and grave. Satyavati, she cried out. She cried out to Nimai, saying, my darling son, please, please don't leave your mother and go. All of us are simply dependent upon seeing you, upon seeing your divine lotus face. Your lotus eyes, moon-like, glowing face. Ruby lips. Ruby lips and pearly jasmine white teeth. Words like showers of ambrosia and graceful. Gentle elephant's gait are impossible to live without. Your constant followers, Advaita and Srivas, and your bosom friends, Nityananda and Gadadhara, they're always there. Just stay home. Just stay home. Just stay home. And perform your congregational chanting. You have incarnated to teach everyone the principles of religion. And then, which religion teaches one to live? Which religion teaches one to leave his own mother? You embody the religious principles. And if you forsake your mother, then how will you teach the world about religion? I'm sorry. Leighton was the best love for her son.
Tom's turn to read a little bit.
Oh my God. I don't know if I can do that. Oh my God. Can you say where you're reading,
Yeah,
please?
sorry. It is page 558, and it's the last, almost the last paragraph. It's done.
550. Oh my God. Last paragraph, she continued.
No, before that, laden with immense love.
Later, Om Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinda. Thank you. Oh, I'm already. Oh my God. Laden with immense love for her son, Satchidevi spoke out these words, and the Lord heard all this quietly, unable to speak, his voice choked with intense love for his mother. Whoa. She continued, your elder brother left some time ago, and then your father left for the Lord's eternal abode. After that, only you remained. But looking at you, I could forget my pains of separation. Now, if you leave, I will certainly give up my life. I will certainly give up my life. My dearest son, just see the pitiful sight of your lonely widowed mother. How can you leave me? Stay home. Stay home. Yes, stay with the beloved. Thank you, Amy. Stay home. Nityananda is always here. Nityananda is always here. Oh, yes. He's always here. Always available. You can perform kirtana in your own house with all the devotees. You are everything to me. Your eyes are full of love and compassion. Your long arms are exquisite, and your words are cascades of nectar. She found it. She found the cascade of nectar. Yes. Your words are cascades of nectar. My lampless, darkened house is illuminated by your presence. And your lotus feet are the source of life-giving elixir. Yes, life-giving elixir. Chaitanya means living force. Your lotus feet are the source of life-giving elixir. Oh, silently, Vishwambara sat and listened, bearing the deep pain within, as his mother, out of intense love, spoke painful words of separation, like Kaushalya trying to reason with Ramachandra. Satyadevi spoke unable to calm herself, and the Lord remained patient. Silently listening, Satyadevi felt completely drained out, rampaged by the storm of grief. Food and sleep were to her now a curse. The Lord, seeing his mother's condition, revealed to her some secrets that might pacify her. Oh. He said, Mother, please calm yourself and listen. I have been your son since many births. I have been your son since many births. You were once Prishni, and I was your son. Then again, in another life, you became Aditi, and were residing in the heavenly planets, and I became your son Vamana. Then once again, I became your son Kapila, when you were Devahuti. When you were Kaushalya, I was your son Rama. Oh. Another time you were Devaki in Mathura, imprisoned in the dungeon of the cruel King Kamsa. And I became your son, Krishna. In this present incarnation, I will be your son twice. You will be the mother of my incarnation in the deity form, and also the mother of my incarnation as the holy name. Mother, in this way you have had me as your son eternally. Mother, in this way you have had me as your son eternally. I can never leave you, Mother. I reveal this to you very confidentially. Now, Mother, please lie your fears and grief. Upon hearing this esoteric narration, Satyadevi was somewhat calmed. Oh. She... This is the last sentence of this chapter. Shri Krishna Chaitanya and Shri Nityananda are my life and soul. I, Vrindavan Das, humbly offer this song at their lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oof. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Whoa. Oh my God!
You like this, Tom? You like this readings?
It's sucking into me into this consciousness. It's just like it's sucking me into this consciousness, in this upgrade, in this promotion. I feel promoted.
That's great. Yeah, it is a promotion, man. It's cleaner.
Oh my God!
It's we're going green here. This is
It's just lifting me out of all these what is the name? These unnecessary disturbances. It's lifting me out of this misery.
Wow.
There's no misery now.
That's all you have to do. You found the perfect path, man, to lift you out of all miseries.
Yes, it's all so much. So one inconclusive is battling with another inconclusive, and just engaging here and connecting here, it just lifts you up and everything is okay.
Yeah. We're like a big.
Here is the big picture. I can see the big picture.
Yeah, it's the black hole of Vrindavan.
Yeah, it's I feel so. I also cannot sit still. I cannot. It's like there's an enthusiasm and it takes over.
Yeah. That's the devotional service. Lord Caitanya brought is very enthusiastic. And forget about this solemn, discipline of making spiritual advancement.
Yeah,
You do it in a fun way. This is fun.
and it's always available. It's always here in the text. It's always available. It's eternally available. Yes, and it's lifting me out of every train of misery thoughts. It's just pulling me out everywhere.
Wow,
Like I can laugh about Haha Maya everywhere.
yeah, it's a huge bubble. Yeah, that's true.
A bubble of nectar. Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's play the song and go about our day a little bit here.
Yeah, I want to continue this transcendentally. I have to say that every time.
Yeah, you can also. Yeah, you can do more reading if you want to do your Facebook Live, man. Yeah. Okay, so play the song here.
Wow. He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava Govinda Hari Hari Bol Hari Bol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is stay